We're going to kind of tell you a story that has recently happened that kind of shifted our world over the past couple of months in a upsetting way. I don't want to say that we were catfished, but we were.
Hey everyone, first off, just want to say Happy New Year. This is technically the first vlog.
First Monday,
I should say,
of 2022.
on 2022, which is still a number that baffles me. Doesn't seem real. We still don't have skateboards. We still don't have flying cars. Blade Runner lied to us, so did Back to the Future.
Today's vlog is going to be a little bit different than, I almost feel like, any vlog than we've ever shared before. We weren't really sure we were going to film something like this. We weren't even really sure we were going to film this vlog in particular. There is this part of us that feel the need to share this cautionary tale with you guys, a little bit of information about something that's been kind of going on in our lives over the past year. It's something that's definitely emotional for us. It's something that's very hard for us to share. It's frustrating, but we're going to kind of start from the beginning, talk to you about just... Yes, there are snowmen. Yeah, there is snowman. Two. As you can tell, we're like trying to gather our words talking about this because it is kind of a thing that we never really thought we'd have to talk about. But let's just start from the beginning. Let's just start from the beginning. You guys do have to understand too that we're going to be a little bit of vague on some things, but I promise you we're going to get our point across.
We want to tell you the story without telling every
bit of it because we're trying to be respectful.
Yeah. So I've been doing this YouTube internet stuff for now 16 years, which I guess would be a quarter of my life or something along those lines. And during that time, I was been very fortunate. I've been able to provide for my family now. I was able to travel. I've been able to share you guys the most intimate moments of my life, both good and bad. And I've been able to, most importantly, connect with many, many, many hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of people.
Social media is amazing.
It's incredible.
And YouTube, I know in particular, is just really wonderful because like I said, it provides so many opportunities. Yep. But the biggest thing that YouTube has done is it's made connections with people that
made the world smaller.
It did, and it made the world relatable, and it made the world a much easier way to connect with others that you probably would have never met in your entire life.
Exactly. And I've met a lot of people that I've been very, I would call best friends of mine. And these are people that are on the internet. I mean, obviously there are a lot of misconceptions about this career, this job, this occupation, everything
life.
Here. Everything here that's on the internet, what you guys are watching. And I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about everyone's doing these luxurious lifestyles. There are things that are untangible, they're unreachable. Mm-hmm. There's many, many things that just because you're on YouTube that you fall into that category.
There's also a side to this job that makes us more susceptible to negative things that probably wouldn't necessarily approach us.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to meet so many different types of people and actually build real friendships with them.
Now, the counter of the things about social media and the internet is that it could be sometimes very dark, misleading, confusing, possibly deceitful.
Scary.
And it's almost very incredibly scary.
I kind of want to tell you about this experience that has been happening with us without going into too great a detail out of respect for others that are involved. We're going to kind of tell you a story that has recently happened that kind of shifted our world over the past couple of months in a upsetting way. Some people may think that this is a joke. Some people might think that we're over dramatic. I will be very honest when I tell you that this was something that really broke my heart. It changed our idea on trust and the internet.
We wanted to do this as a cautionary tale. We just are here to tell our story. We don't want to tell the story and you guys your trust on everything just goes out the door.
It's not a manhunt towards the individuals involved or the individual involved. This is merely something we wanted to share because I think it actually extends beyond the internet to make you aware of. It's not just something like you need to be cautious of the internet. I think you need to just be
cautious in life.
I don't want to say that we were catfished, but we kind of were. I hate that word.
We make a lot of connections with many, many people on various forms of media, so a lot of people can relate to that, and as a result we come together and we have this
On that
community
connection.
and this intimate connection.
I think that one great thing that Charles has done is like through the use of YouTube, he's been able to connect with a lot of people who have shared in his experience with having a brain tumor and going through chemo and going through radiation and going through a divorce, having a child, marriage. You know, it's just like he's had this opportunity to really connect with people.
And there's a lot of people that are going through similar things.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty about the internet and also the double-edged sword.
This all kind of began through a connection that we made through the CTFXC. And some of you, we tend to somehow connect a little bit deeper. Like we build these unexpected friendships where they go beyond just a conversation in the comment section. We created a connection with an individual who really touched our lives. We felt such a strong connection, just really got to know this individual and their life, who they were as a person, and then they shared a very intimate piece of information with us. It was so heart-wrenching, and we felt so deeply for them, and we felt so much for them. And I will be honest when I say that we really let our walls down with this person.
I think more so than we ever did.
Yeah, I would say so too, because of just this, like, just true vulnerability that they were sharing with us. And it was really amazing because it was like they shared this really intimate piece of information with us, and they were so just like uplifting and positive and just so positive about Charles. And
so unfortunately, when this particular turn in our relationship occurred, we ended up having another connection with somebody else.
Ended up turning into like this big thing. So there was quite a few people that we ended up getting connected with after this turn in this relationship. And over the past couple of months, we kind of all were like the rock for one another. We all were very supportive of one another.
We were all going through the same thing.
We were all going through the same thing. Unknowingly. Everyone let their guards down. Everybody really put all of their trust into the situation that had happened. Again, I know that we're being vague, but this is out of respect, and this is our choice, and I hope you can follow along. Throughout this relationship, we just noticed some things happening.
They just weren't adding up.
Towards the end, that just weren't adding up. There was like weird things where we were being told. There was weird situations that were occurring. It seemed a little off, and it ended up connecting us with other people that do the same thing that we do.
Yeah. We ended up kind of getting a little bit weirded out a little bit because we started taking ourselves out of the main group with what we were talking about with the main person. All the other people in the group started calling each other, being like, you know, this
Something
is what
fell off.
Turned out that each person was having a different conversation on a personal level, more intimate, personal. I was. They were. So we started noticing these things. I don't know how it's happened, but we started contacting these people whom we've never met in our life and sharing, this is what we're experiencing over here. What are you experiencing over there? And then we really started putting things together. It got incredibly
really confusing. And the other individuals involved, we were just unsure. We're like, something just doesn't feel right about this main discussion or these discussions that we're having with this person who we were connected with following the original connection. It just started to seem weird, and we didn't want to believe it. I'll be really honest. Like
we were in complete denial of everything.
I was like, there's
no way. This is
we know this
is a movie. There's no way this could be real.
Like we FaceTimed with that original
seen them.
That original individual. We knew them. Like we connected with them. Like some people were afraid that this individual was like not even a real human being. Some people were like they're doing something crazy, and I'm like, there's no way. This person, we just care for them so much, and we've met them, and we know them. Like I know them. I know this person. Like we are friends. Like I know this person.
Yeah.
And I know that never would have happened with them. Like that would have never happened.
And I don't know what the relationship with other people were, but like Allie just said, we physically had a conversation. We knew this person was real.
It wasn't just like a
text
thing. It was like an actual physical. We really saw them. We really FaceTimed with them. We really knew them.
Told stories.
Yes. Just so you're not confused, the conversation that we were having following these FaceTimes were with what we believed as a different individual. We never FaceTimed with this individual. We knew they existed because we had seen them before once during one of our FaceTimes. There was a lot that actually went into the story that we're not going to share because I don't think it's relevant.
Long story short, this individual person, the reason why we connected so much for myself is because they told us they were going through cancer. As things progressed, unfortunately, this person's diagnosis was progressing, and we found out that they were terminal, which obviously devastated us, all of us.
This is the prequel to that story, that whole story we just told. This person, we built a friendship with them. We really cared for them. We built a friendship with them. It was deep. And then we found out that they were terminal. And then when they found out that they were terminal and they had cancer, it was just like it hit harder for us because of the situation
of everything.
at hand. We were told in this conversation of this group that we all got connected in that they had passed on. And so we ended up getting connected with another person.
Who was also connected to them.
That's what we're referencing. Yeah. It's like, so now that you guys get the beginning story, now we can continue on.
We started connecting with this individual who also had a relationship with the person we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And I know this is incredibly vague, and I know it might be hard to understand, but we just wanted to do it this way. We were all incredibly devastated. We were all mourning together because this was something this person impacted our lives. This person genuinely impacted every single person in this group. And then once this other person came in who had a relationship with them, we started connecting with them too, because they were mourning as well.
We wanted to be
there for them.
We didn't want them to think just because this individual was no longer
that we wouldn't abandon
in the physical form, they could not find a connection with us as well. Like, all of us wanted this other individual to feel and find comfort in us, genuine comfort and genuine friendship in us, or try and build that with us. And that's what we all meant it. Like, we did. We
it was
all
a genuine thing.
Meant it. And we all were there, and we had this conversation with this person because we knew how we felt. We could only imagine what they were feeling, so we didn't want to abandon them or think that.
And we never even considered it. Genuinely started connecting with them because of everything. As a result, the conversation carried on for months and months and months. Everyone shared these intimate details with each other, and we all connected on different levels.
Comforting.
It was very comforting for them
friendship.
And for us. Yeah. And it really became something we didn't expect out of something so horrific that we would connect on somebody's another level with somebody else in addition to them.
Weird things happened where people started getting a little skeptical in this group conversation, and they're like, things were happening to them, things were happening to us.
They would say
conversations would happen, like we would make plans to do something, or try and reach out, texting or messaging.
Like, we wanted to FaceTime with this person or call them on the phone.
It just never worked out. That happens, and we knew that.
It always happens. But it got stranger because they said they were going to go someplace, and one of the people lived where they were. They went to go meet up with them and help them. I guess they were ghosted.
Yeah, it was really strange.
All these things were kind of ghosting. Like, I offered talk with them about their family that they were actually having issues with too. Really relatable, the seizures and things like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get on the phone and I want to tell them it's okay. It just sucks. But every time I would try to schedule something, there'd be some sort of excuse or something. Yeah, some situation. At that time, it didn't bother us at all because, things happen. They were on the other side of the world. It was like, other countries and stuff like that. So I get time difference and things like that.
Whatever.
It gets confusing. And obviously people were going through some stuff. That started happening to us, and we found out it was happening to other people. It was always such simple things, like really things that weren't red flagged at first. And then we talked to the other people, and then the red flags were kind of getting thrown out there. And we started putting two and two together, kind of start pushing, almost trapping, sounds horrible to say, almost trapping somebody in a lie, potential lie. We had no idea it was a lie.
I did a little digging, and I personally reached out to them via a different form of conversation, or a different.
That was completely out of what we were doing.
Yes. Come to find out, this person who we were talking to never was talking to us. No idea about it. And the individual that we had built this really great friendship with, and that we were all mourning over, ended up creating this, unfortunately, like this very huge fabricated lie.
This whole thing we found out after months of this. We found out that the entire thing, the whole relationship for the past year, 2 years, at least a year, turned out to be an incredible fabricated lie. Every detail, everything that we were told and connected on, what we were told, everything was a lie. Then we found out that the person didn't die, and that's who we were talking to the entire time. They were misleading us to think they were talking to somebody else, and it got to this point to where, like, I don't think that person died. And I was like, there's no way. I said
there's no way, because they would never do that to us. That would never happen. They're not that type of person. They would never do that.
We got to the point to where we started getting paranoid. We started looking at death records. We started looking at these crazy things, and it was mind-boggling. because we were like, I can't believe we're actually doing this.
I felt like an asshole.
Yeah,
like,
I genuinely felt like a jerk.
Like an asshole because
Like, why are we doing this? Why are we why are we tarnishing somebody's memory? Why would we do that? We connected with them. They were friends. Why would we doubt the fact that this was a whole lie? We knew about the terminal cancer. We knew all those things. Why are we going to throw that under the bus?
Yeah, we knew them. We genuinely thought we knew them.
And then once we started talking to the other guys, they started doing research too. And then we all started putting it together. And then Allie reached out to the other person that had the relationship, who we were supposed to be talking to, the individual that we thought we were talking to.
I just said, why don't we talk to
them directly?
I said, instead of
outside,
utilizing this, why don't we use, now that we built this friendship, why don't we utilize your messaging account? Because I didn't know if it would be hard on them utilizing that person they lost.
Yeah, their account. That's one thing that really kind of was strange, that they were using the same account.
But I didn't know. We thought that they didn't
No,
have
we just
it.
thought, that was their way of connecting because that's how we connected with them. We started going why are we still doing this? And then the other thing that kind of red flagged afterwards, after a little bit, was the behavior in the chat was very similar. We just thought maybe, they were, one and the same, they had very similar personalities. And that should have been like a weird red flag, but we just didn't think about it. Like I said, we didn't want to tarnish the memory. There was no way. And I remember telling Allie one day, you kind of got upset with me.
I did. I was mad at you.
And I was like,
why are you doing that? Because
I don't think they're dead. I think this might be a lie. She's like, there is no way.
And I was mad. I was very disappointed in you because I was like,
why would I say that?
Yeah, why? How could you ever say that? I said, what a horrible thing for someone to joke about. Obviously, we were lied to. I think why this bothers us the most is one, never in a million years did we think that something like this would happen. Never in a million years did we think that somebody would actually do this. What they lied about, from our understanding that they did lie about it. I mean, I know that they're still here.
At the end of the day, we're very, very happy. At the end of the day, it's a weird thing. Catfished. I don't think I've ever, I didn't even really know what it was until the show. That was like, you know what, that's crazy. There's no way in hell that would ever happen to me, us, our family. That would never happen in real life. That's just something they made for a show or a movie.
It doesn't seem like a real thing.
No, it's still to this day. I guess at the end of the day, too, I'm very thankful. It's kind of fucked up to think. I'm very thankful in the sense that we were catfished and it was all a lie because that person is still alive.
I think this is important to say. Mental health is a weird thing and it's so important, and there's clearly
a lot of countries it's taboo.
There's clearly, from discussions that I've had with other people involved in this situation, and this person is clearly struggling mentally. I can't understand, I can't
it's hard
relate,
to wrap your head around.
I don't understand the experience, and it breaks my heart, and I truly wish, and I mean this, you might not, but I truly mean this, that I want them to get the help that they need. I think that why this is so shocking for us is we don't understand why it happened because we already had their friendship. We were friends with them. We wanted to be friends with them.
Everyone in the group did.
Yeah.
We all did.
We wanted to be friends with them. We were friends with them prior to the knowledge of what they shared with us, the information they shared with us. And so it doesn't, for the past couple of weeks, we've been racking our brain about why? Because we were all friends.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to me. But
we were already connected.
Yeah, we were already
why
connected.
Did we have to have this additional heart-wrenching thing in order to have another connection? It was unnecessary because we weren't going anywhere. For me, I was personally attached on the thing on multiple levels. I became really attached with the story, and I guess at the end of the day, the story was just really kind of mind-boggling.
And I will say that we did FaceTime with him through Patreon. So I'm like, I want to be very honest about this. Maybe they couldn't be a part of Patreon anymore, and they thought that they would lose this connection with us, even though we connected with them over on Instagram on different levels. I don't know. And sometimes I think people get so afraid, and maybe they themselves are so lonely and hurting so bad that they don't want to lose something that they feel a connection to. This individual made a connection with us, and we made a connection with them, and maybe they were afraid that if they didn't have that anymore, then they would lose that connection with us. There's a mental health thing at play where they were struggling, and that they unfortunately I don't want to say they because I don't think that's right. I think that their mental health was really really struggling, and they couldn't stop this lie. They started it and they just couldn't stop. I don't know why we don't talk about mental health on here a lot. I don't know why we don't discuss it. I'm not going to say that our lives are perfect and like we don't have problems. You know, Charles and I share in our own individual anxiety and things like that, but I think that I don't know why we don't talk about mental health before, or why we haven't talked about it before, or why we don't talk about it often. Maybe that's something we should talk about, because I know that a lot of people experience it in different ways.
Maybe not themselves, but maybe somebody they know. Yes. Or something along those lines.
And so clearly this person is struggling, and my heart, genuinely, I'm mad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very furious. Sad. I'm very mad. I'm very overwhelmed with emotion about this, but I do care about them. So, and I want them to know that, like, I do care. I do care, and I want them to get better for themselves and for those in their lives. I want them to get better despite the crazy crap that just went on. Mental health is a crazy thing. A lot of people experience it in negative ways. One thing that we do want, why that we're saying this in this cautionary tale, is unfortunately the internet is a place where you can feel very safe, and you can be very trusting, and you can let your walls down, and you can really feel that you have this connection with people, and I think that is very true, and I don't think that that'll ever go away. You will meet people that you can trust, and 95% of the time I think that those connections are very genuine. But Charles and I, one thing that we struggle with, maybe me more than him, but like I tend to feel so heavily for people that I just can't, and I help them. Like, I've helped many people, and I have never really shared this before, and this is not what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm not trying to get people to applaud me or be like, wow, you're a great person. That's not what this is about. But like, I have checked in on people that I've met through the C2FXC quite often. I have sent money to people that I have met through this community because they are struggling and they have reached out to me. They needed someone to talk to, or they needed to help finding a connection of how they could get home. I've done all those things. We've done all those things.
You guys have done those things for other people too, without even knowing. Yeah. We've created this community, however, you are the community, and that's something that you guys are doing without even knowing. And I feel like they took incredible advantage, and then the lie just snowballed, and they couldn't stop, because I guess once it got so much, they didn't know the way out. So this was the way out. And maybe they were afraid they would
lose our friendship, and honestly, maybe if they came forth with the truth, they may have lost our friendship.
But
they may have lost
rebuild.
Our trust. But I think that
you can rebuild.
You can rebuild, absolutely, and that takes time.
I think that's one of the conversations I had with the other person that was in the group, was that, like, I just want to know. This is my suspicion. I just want to know at this point, and then we can work on rebuilding. Mm-hmm. I was like, things will be weird and different. However, if we know, we can all move on. We can all just rebuild this relationship. We can all get back on track on life.
And we don't know what they're personally experiencing. And I think that was the thing that Charles and I had to take. We were so angry at first and so sad and disappointed at first. And I think then we started to cool down a little bit. I mean, we're still happy.
This is a while ago, and this is why it's taken us a long time to articulate as much without the personal aspect, as more just a story, and if even we wanted to do it.
You know, this is not meant to be a bashing sesh. We did not. I know that the internet can go to our defense very quickly, and we greatly appreciate that. But that was not what this point is about. We don't want you guys to go and attack or find these people, which you I know you won't be able to, because we're not going to release any information. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. It's about mental health and realizing that it's very real, and that it is a very unfortunate thing, and that when you have mental health issues, we really hope that you can get the help that you need to provide you with the assistance and the support that you need.
We don't want you to think that just because this happened to us, we'll never trust anybody else.
No, that's not true.
And it's something that I don't want you guys going out being like, oh, wow, this happened to Charles and Allie. They were catfished. I'm not going to believe anything on the internet. Which, you know, there's a level of everything, but that's why we wanted to say is that you should always be cautious. Thankfully, nobody was physically harmed. No one's money was stolen. No houses were broken into.
Nobody passed away.
Thank God.
Nothing, thank goodness. I'll be really honest, I don't know if this person is ill physically, like with cancer.
I hope not. I hope that was a lie.
I hope that was a lie too. But just to be cautious, but also don't give up. Don't give up either. And if this person is watching this vlog, I just want you to know we don't hate you. We don't hate you. I mean that. We don't hate you. We want you to get the help that you need. We are very hurt. It sucks that this happened.
It's disappointing.
It's disappointing, but we do want the best for you, and I mean that. I swear we mean that. It took us a while to get to that point, but we really mean it.
Yeah.
This has been heavy on our minds for a while, and
we hope that you take this as a grain of salt. We don't want you guys to just give up on the internet. It's a beautiful place, but like I said at the beginning,
think that this person
it's
is a
dark.
horrible
It can be
person.
very, very dark and somewhat
very scary
dangerous and very dangerous.
We have not given all details, and this situation probably could have gotten.
It could have gone on
with
for
a different person. It could have gone on for, or maybe not. I don't know. It could have gone on for a really long time, and things could have maybe ended in a different way. And I don't know that it would, but
I guess that's a good point. I didn't even think about beyond the flags we threw.
Yeah, I just
like, I don't know how long this could have gone.
If you are mentally struggling, like I really want
Get
to
help.
encourage you to just don't be afraid or embarrassed.
No one's gonna judge you.
Seek help, and people might not understand, and I mean it. Like, people might not understand, but there are so many outlets. I will try and look up some before we post this video, and I will put them in the description. But like, please don't be afraid to seek out help, because you don't want to do something that you create this large lie, and it ends up hurting other people closer to you in a much heavier way. And I just please don't be afraid to speak out if you're struggling. Just please don't be afraid. So,
and thank you guys for listening to this. We know it was very long, and hopefully it wasn't too confusing, because it was very hard for us to articulate.
Again,
and we probably didn't even do it correct.
No,
I don't think we did. I don't think we. I'm sure we're going to edit this and watch this later and be like, oh, we should have said this, we should have done that. But at the end of the day, I think our point came across, and we hope that you guys take this and apply it and just live cautiously. But you should always do that, especially on the internet. But
we love you guys. Thank
we
you
love
so
you,
much for the
and
support.
thank you guys. And don't worry, this is not selling the community that you guys are.
It does shock you when something like this happens, because it's just it's just crazy.
But anyway,
It's crazy.
we will see you guys later.
We're hoping for good things for 2022 for everybody. And
now that that's out of the way in 2021,
we just want to start fresh.
We want to start fresh.
Yeah.
And I'm glad everything's taken care of. Hopefully everyone's taken care of. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.